What's going on, everyone? It's your average consumer, and this is a real day in the life with the iPhone X. And for those of you who have never seen one of my real day in the life videos, you're pretty much going to be spending a day with me and the iPhone X, and we're going to see how it is to use it in the real world. So we're going to be testing out all kinds of things like the new screen, those gestures, Face ID, the battery life, all the stuff you want to know. So let's see how it does. All right, guys, so it is the start of the day. Got the iPhone X at 100% battery right now. Now, as you guys can see, I'm using a case because any sane person would with this phone, but so I can give you guys an authentic review and idea of what it's like to actually use the phone. I'm gonna go caseless, which is dangerous because of this glass back, but we're gonna see how it does. But I did wake up to a bunch of emails, so I'm gonna show you guys what typing is like and what it's like to use this big old screen for everyday things. And Ari's got her iPhone X as well, so she's gonna share her thoughts. She is taking a selfie right now.
I'll put a 10-second timer, stupid.
You took it. Good job. So like I said, I did have some emails, I took care of them, but just to give you an idea of what typing on here is like, on an app that doesn't have full iPhone X support, you get these black borders at the top and bottom. So, you know, typing is pretty normal. I can't even see what I'm typing because I'm looking at my camera, but typing is pretty normal on here. But if you go to an app like iMessage or something, you can see a full keyboard. So right now you guys can see my Grubhub thread, and this is what a full iPhone X supported app looks like, especially when you pull out the keyboard. It's pretty standard like what you saw with the third party, but now at the bottom you have this border that holds the button for multiple keyboards and the microphone. And since I have multiple keyboards on my phone, you get that globe button, but Ari, she has just an emoji icon here because she only has the stock. So stock keyboard and the emojis, so it looks like a dedicated emoji button. All right, guys, don't mind the mess here. I feel like I say this every time, but don't mind the mess. We're about to set up for another video. You'll probably see that throughout the day. But let's talk a little bit more about the feel in the hand. So I'm coming from an iPhone 8 Plus in terms of what I use typically with an iPhone. So going to this, it feels like an easy transition. Now you do have to get used to the longer screen, but that's not a big deal at all. Just having this for a few days now, touching the Plus makes it feel like a big phone. This feels like quite a larger phone.
And I just want to chime in here because I'm coming from the iPhone 8, and as you guys know, that is a smaller phone than this. This is not that much bigger, but once I started messing around with my 10, I started to really feel the difference. So I took just suggestion and got a pop socket. So for me, the pop socket has been really helpful in terms of swiping from the top. That to get the control center, that was really difficult for me before, but now it's super easy. People might make fun of you for the pop socket, but listen, if it works,
whatever.
It works. I like it. That's not to say that I would have never adjusted to it, because like as humans we adapt, and I probably would have adjusted to the size, but just this helped me with the adjustment period.
So now it's like about 12 o'clock. I've got to go ahead and jump on an hour-long conference call, which is going to be so much fun. But I'll be talking on the phone for an hour, so I'll let you guys know what the battery's like, if it has any real impact. I'm at 90% right now. Oh, I did shoot that video of that bee.
Yeah, you did.
There was this bee on the car, and it just wouldn't move even though we were driving. So
and I shot like a 7-minute video.
I shot a long video waiting for it to fall off, and it never happened. So thankfully, the call ended up only being 30 minutes, and I'm at 87%. So that's like a 3% drop. Well, I was at 90, right, Ari? Yeah. So 3% drop, not bad. We'll see how long it lasts throughout the rest of the day, though. So right now, I'm testing the front-facing camera on the 10. I've got my Z board with me. I'm actually right in front of a McDonald's, and the sun is actually looking pretty good with a lot of clouds in front of it. I think this would make for a great HDR shot. So I'm gonna snap a quick picture. So we did get some pretty good HDR shots. The McDonald's was well lit. There's a ton of sun right now. So I think right now, I'll try taking a portrait mode selfie. Okay, so I got some pretty good selfies, but now it's time to test out the optical image stabilization on both the rear camera lenses. All right, guys, so it's about 4:41 right now, and I've got 60% battery left. That's with some camera shots, me using the phone for emailing quite a bit, and just being on it. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, how well does the Face ID actually work? And I gotta say, for me, it's been working out pretty well, but it isn't perfect. Honestly, I do think Touch ID was pretty perfect. Every time I tried to open my phone, I opened my phone. This one, you pretty much realize you're opening your phone every time you try to use Face ID. Might be because it's just a new process. Sometimes I do have to hit that side button again to make it scan my face, and then I can unlock it. So it's those little things that kind of make you aware that you're actually trying to get into your phone. Maybe with time, it'll get better. So we'll see how it pans out with some more time. Now, something I really like about Face ID is the fact that it gives you increased privacy. So when I unlock my screen like this, if anyone else does it, they're just seeing this. They're not gonna see the content of what my notifications are until it actually scans my face, and then you can actually see what's inside of here. So I like that a lot, and then I can go in and see whatever's going on. Now, just so you guys know, you don't have to have the camera all up in your face if you're trying to unlock your phone. You can actually just come over, if it's laying on a desk or something, take a look at it, and then it'll unlock it. So if you need to just quickly glance at your phone while it's on your desk and you've got notifications or something, you can just do this, take a look, and then it'll do that. But you have to have a certain feature on for it. So right here we have a setting called Require Attention for Face ID, and when you have this thing on, you do have to look directly at the phone so that it'll unlock it, making it way more secure. But if you want to be able to unlock your phone with a glance, you can just turn it off. That's kind of how I have it right now, just so that I can jump into the phone a little bit quicker. I don't want to have to pull the phone up to my face or anything. So I'm glad that Apple offers this option in case you don't want to hold the phone up too high and look directly at it when you want to unlock it.
And I, for one, was like really excited for Face ID, but I ran into a couple of issues when I first got it. So when I first opened my phone and started the whole setup process, I had, you know, I was ready for bed. So I had like my headscarf on, my glasses.
Yeah, she was ready for night.
I was ready to go to sleep. But I really had a hard time identifying my face when I didn't have like my headscarf on, or when I didn't have my glasses on. So I just went through the whole setup process again. And it works. It's been working a lot better since then. What I found has been a lot easier is when I go to open my phone, if I just start swiping as I'm lifting up my phone, it unlocks faster. So let's see if you guys can see that. So I just like lift it up and swipe, and then just unlocks that way, as opposed to like having that pause where I'm just like lifting it up, looking at it, and swiping up. So if you have the iPhone 10, just a little trick there.
Trying to say I was doing it wrong there?
I just think my way is better. But I will say, I really do think it is learning, because after having it for some time, I noticed I'm able to still wear my glasses and have my headscarf on. It's not having those same issues that it was having like the first hour that I had it.
All right, guys, so right now we're in Walgreens. We're here to pick up a birthday card for Ari's dad's, whose birthday just passed. But this looks pretty interesting, so I figured why not take a shot of it, take a look at the back camera. Let's get this guy. He's all slumped over. Let's make sure we got the right exposure. Boom. I gotta say, this is a lot of detail here. And this is similar to the iPhone 8 Plus and 8's camera, so you know the quality is gonna be there. Look at that. You can zoom in and still see a lot of detail, which is nice. Colors are gonna be good. 10 has a good camera, pretty safe to say. And since we do have little Cookie Monster over here, I figured we might as well take a selfie, take advantage of the moment. It's actually a pretty good selfie.
Is it portrait mode?
No, this is in portrait mode. I should try portrait mode. So let's give that a shot. Let's just do Cookie. How about that? Cookie, you ready? Ready for your close-up? Oh, that's a good selfie for Cookie.
That's really cute. Going right on your Instagram, Cookie.
Now, in terms of quality, I think it looks pretty good. Her face came out nice and clear. Her background is all blurred out. Looks solid. All right, guys, so right now me and Ari are headed to an Xbox event, which should be pretty fun. We're actually headed to the train right now, so we'll be there in about an hour.
So of course, while we're on the train, he has to be watching something.
Of course.
But everyone talks about the notch, and honestly, guys, like, I'm the pickiest person, but
That is not a big deal.
yeah, it doesn't bother me. It really, really doesn't bother me at all.
One thing about this whole notch and video thing is that there aren't a lot of video apps that take advantage of the entire display. A lot of them are going to look like this, where you're not going to see that anyway, and it's like using a basic iPhone.
Right. So that kind of sucks, because you buy the phone for the
that full
screen.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, but like that'll come soon. In the
Yeah,
meantime,
hopefully
it's not
with
like
full
bothering
feature
me.
support.
Yeah.
But either way, with it or without it, I'm not bothered by this at all.
Yeah.
What am I not seeing over here? Honestly, I'm more entranced by how nice this all looks with just the thin bezels and everything. I like that way more than this bothers me.
And if the notch bothers you,
then you can always go like that.
Boom.
Fixed. I was honestly fine with the Essential phone having a little camera in the middle. I didn't think that was a big deal, and I don't think it's a big deal here as well. So Ari, what are your thoughts on the iPhone 10 so far?
Are you really asking me?
Yes.
Are you doing this?
Yeah, we're doing this. What's going on?
Love it. It's fun. It's the best iPhone ever.
How much is Apple paying you? So quick battery update. It is 7:49 right now, and we've got about 25% battery left. So day's pretty much over for a lot of people around this time, and I feel like I've been using it moderately, as I would any normal day, and it's been doing pretty all right. This definitely isn't a mind-blowing percentage to be at right now, but it's pretty average. Yellow Cab City. But all right, guys, so right now we are in a taxi in New York, but they do have an Apple Pay terminal here. So when we pay for this, I'm going to show you guys the gesture to actually get Apple Pay going and how it works with like Face ID and all that. Dark cab, Face ID, Apple Pay. It's a good combo here. So I'm double tapping the side button. Apple Pay comes up. It read my face already, and now I just hold it near the terminal.
That's it?
And boom. All done.
Wow.
Good to go.
Thank you.
So with that right there, you guys got to see how fast Apple Pay was. All I had to do was double tap the side button, it scanned my face, and I barely even had to really get it close to the terminal, and then they paid for it. So that was super fast and super simple. So we made it. We are at the Xbox One X launch event. Check this out. There are a bunch of people here. We got a bunch of Xboxes over here, and the One X right there. So I figured right now would be a pretty good time to get a low light camera shot in, and I'm probably gonna try and do it with this controller over here. So I'm gonna grab this for just a second. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna get you in the shot, Ari. This actually looks really good.
Yeah, it looks like you had an abundance of light.
Yeah, and there really isn't a lot of light here at all.
All right, so Judd's getting a selfie with these guys. Got Andrew Edwards over here and Mr. Board at work. Let's see that low light selfie though.
Kinda dark.
Darkness Brothers.
It's not cheating. We're gonna put the flash on.
No, man. The average person would do this. Like the African situation, right?
So this is a shot we got. With the flash, it looks pretty good. Now, I don't take a lot of pictures with flash of any sort, but in this situation, it helps. All right, guys, so our day is almost done. Well, we still got a lot of work to do, right, Ari?
Oh, yeah.
But we're on our way back. You can't even see Ari because it's so dark right now. But we've got about 14% battery left, and it's 10:52 at night. So this thing has done well for a regular day full of work, just, you know, straight up using the phone and, you know, even going out and being social. And for the sake of giving you guys a number here, we've got 6 hours and 20 minutes of usage. So take it for what you will. That's not straight up screen on time, I guess, but it is a number of usage. So background processes and, you know, just using the phone, 6 hours and 20 minutes. So not bad. And that was pretty much my day. Now, the iPhone 10 is hugely different from previous iPhones, so there's a lot to talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about is that new OLED display that looks amazing. I personally love it. It gets bright, it's vibrant, colors look great on it. And with that nearly bezel-less display, this thing's ready to compete with a lot of the other 2017 flagships. Now let's address the notch. I know a lot of people keep talking about it, some people even poke fun at it, but honestly, it is not a big deal for me. It kind of disappears once you get used to using the phone. Just like when I had the Essential phone, it had a little notch for its camera. That didn't bother me at all. And even Ari, who uses her phone for about 99% of her content consumption, wasn't bothered by it at all. Now, when it comes to gestures and navigating the phone, it might take some time to remember all of them, but you get used to it pretty quickly. I find it really easy to swipe between apps, and going home I think is pretty intuitive. But I will say I'm not too crazy about how you close apps now. I feel like they added a couple of extra steps by having you hold down the app that you want to close and then swiping up, or maybe even pressing that little button in the top left. That to me just feels like it just slows everything down. Before, all you had to do was open up your app windows, swipe up, and you're done. But on the bright side, I am getting used to the control center being at the top right a lot quicker than I expected. Once you get used to it, you're pretty much good. Overall, even though some things take some getting used to, I like having to adapt to something new with the iPhone. It helps the experience to feel a bit different. In the past, upgrading to a new iPhone meant little incremental updates, unless there was like a real breakout feature like Touch ID or maybe those dual cameras. But even then, those still felt incremental. But now we have what feels like an entirely new device. Now, as for the rear camera, it's good. You can absolutely pull out some really colorful, detailed shots, which all tend to have a warm characteristic, which is something that I've seen with the iPhones of 2017. And both lenses now feature optical image stabilization, and on the telephoto lens, it was just okay. I don't think you'll get as good a result as you will with the wide angle. And the front-facing camera is just as good as what we saw with the 8 and 8 Plus. There is now that portrait mode feature with the 10. It is still in beta, so there's still some kinks to work out, but I do wish the edges around the subject of the portrait selfie were a bit sharper, and a lot of the pictures that I took, they looked a little bit soft or blurred out. And that front-facing camera also gives us access to those new animojis, and you didn't really see us use that because it's honestly not a big part of our day, but I think as more people pick up the iPhone 10, we could see the popularity of that grow quite a bit. And if you've been on Twitter at all, you know that some other YouTubers are like living animojis right now, so there's some really good funny stuff out there, which I think a lot of people can enjoy. Now when it comes to battery life, I think it's pretty okay. It was able to last me throughout the entire day with moderate usage, but if you're a power user or someone who's just on their phone constantly, you might find yourself charging it in the middle of the day. It's not quite as impressive with the 8 Plus, but you do have access to fast charging as well as wireless charging if you want to be able to charge it up during the day. I feel like those are some nice, really convenient ways to charge your phone. But so far it's been all right. Now a lot of people ask me, is it worth $1,000? And I say if you're in the market and you're even considering spending that kind of money on this phone, if you buy it, you're not going to be disappointed. It is a great phone, but I don't think anybody should go broke for this phone or any phone for that matter. So if spending that much money is going to be a problem, don't do it. Overall though, the iPhone 10 is one of my favorite flagships of the year because it changes up how you use the iPhone, which is something I'm definitely here for. And kind of like I said before, upgrading is always fun, but I haven't felt this excited about upgrading since the Plus versions of the iPhone came out. But if you're on the fence about picking up the iPhone, I personally say go for it. I like the phone quite a bit, and if the gestures are something you don't want to get used to, you don't like the Face ID, I don't know. If you don't like something about it, there's still always the 8 and 8 Plus, which are new flagships of this year, but just with the more traditional iPhone style. But that about wraps up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.